the essence of what I got is that we have to redefine how we measure happiness. And altruism, compassion is the way we do it. Now, for someone as individualistic as me, how do I even begin to convince myself to want to do the training to become more altruistic? I just don't believe it yet that that's going to be my reason for happiness.
Well, I think there's hardly anyone, except a few psychopaths, who never felt moments, and I hope more often than not, moments of unconditional love for an innocent child that comes to you and you take that child in your arm. What do you wish? May this child be happy, flourish in life, be spared suffering. Your whole mental landscape is filled with benevolence. But the difference is this comes, then something happens, and we do something else. The whole point of mind training, as if we train ourselves to play the veena or something, is we will bring that state of mind again and again, starting with an easy object like a loving child, and then doing that for 10, 15 minutes, and then expanding. Why only this child? Why stop at 12 years old? Why not extend the circle to all sentient beings? And even for bloody dictators, we don't wish them well in the sense of achieving their barbaric purpose, but you may certainly wish, may the hatred, may the greed, may the indifference from that person's mind disappear. That wish you can make without condoning the violence.
But how do you go from living in a society which is all about human ambition and working towards a goal to just saying, okay, I give this up and now I'm just going to work towards compassion?
Well, it's not just switching 100%, but, see the benefit of it. If I say, okay, we'll do a weekend seminar, and I promise you, at the end of it, you will be 100% more jealous, 100% more angry, and 100% more selfish. Would you go?
Well, if it got me my goal at the end, and I became...
But what is your goal? Do you want to... You don't want to... Because sometimes, it says in one Buddhist text, we wish happiness, but turn our back to it. We don't want suffering, but we run to the sharp blade of the law of cause and effect. So the problem is we contradict our aspiration, which is to be happy, with what we imagine be the happiness. So suppose we see someone who's very, very famous, very beautiful, and very rich and powerful, and then we hear he went into a big depression and tried to commit suicide. And we say, what's wrong with this guy? If I had all that, I will be happy. But that's the delusion. You see, if we put all our hopes and fears outside ourselves, we are for a rough ride. Because in the end, the mind can override all that. Again, once we were in Portugal, and the Dalai Lama had seen a lot of construction going in the daytime. So when he gave his talk, he said, it's all nice, but if you move on the 100th floor of a super modern, luxurious flat for the first time, and you are completely destroyed within, all you are going to look for is a window from which to jump. So that means, you see, if you look for happiness in the wrong place, no wonder.
Now, you talked about the industrial age that we live in, but actually now we live in a digital age. And happiness, it seems, is being taken away from these momentary Insta gratification that we get from social media, etc. We've heard enough of log off to be happy. We can't live with this bombardment of social media. Tell me that there is a way that we can coexist with it.
You see, not only social media, not only digital world, everything that is a tool, starting with intelligence. The people who did 9/11, they were very, very smart, but simply they used their intelligence for a destructive purpose. So intelligence, power, technology, money, those are ethically neutral. You can use them to do harm, you can do them to do good. That's why the motivation is so important, to have a benevolent motivation. But if you think of altruistic love, kindness, compassion, those are not ethically neutral. Those intrinsically are meant to benefit others or remove suffering. So it is not the instrument you could use Facebook to increase your narcissism 100 times. You can also use it to do crowdfunding and build a toilet for girls in South India, asking people from all over the world. So again, it always comes back to my motivation. I'm doing that only for me, at the cost of others' happiness, or do I consider others? If I do, is it for the smaller number or the greater number? Is it for the short term or the long term? We have to think, and that's why the motivation is so important. If I get up, whether I go north, south, east, or west, that's going to determine the whole journey. So we need to start the journey with the proper motivation, which is the twofold accomplishment of your own good. Why should you not be happy, but also others' benefit?